Self-love. Change starts within. What if I told you that every successful person you admire has one secret in common? What if this secret isn't talent, luck, or connections? What if it's something so simple, yet so profound, that most people overlook it completely? Today, we're diving deep into a truth that will transform your life. Love yourself. Change starts there. Key point: self-development is not possible without self-respect. This isn't just motivational fluff. This is the foundation of every breakthrough you'll ever have. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because what you're about to learn will change everything. In this video, we will discuss some argument, real-life example, command, prohibition, analogy, micro-practice, example, life application, life rise, the decline of life, to help you. Here's what's shocking. 90% of people trying to improve their lives are doing it backwards. They're trying to build a house without laying the foundation. They're planting seeds in poison soil, and then they wonder why nothing grows. By the end of this video, you'll understand why self-love isn't selfish. You'll discover the hidden connection between self-respect and success, and you'll walk away with practical tools to start your transformation today. Argument 1, the foundation principle. Let me ask you something. Would you invest your money in a company that constantly criticizes itself? Would you trust a leader who doesn't believe in their own vision? Of course not. Yet this is exactly what most people do with themselves. They expect greatness while treating themselves terribly. Here's the truth. Self-development without self-respect is like trying to fill a bucket with holes in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, it all leaks out. Real life example 1. Oprah Winfrey. Let's look at Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty, faced abuse, experienced rejection after rejection. But here's what changed everything for her. She made a decision to stop seeing herself as a victim. She started treating herself with the same compassion she showed others. She began speaking to herself like she would speak to her best friend. This shift in self-respect became the foundation for everything else. Her media empire, her influence, her impact on millions of lives. It all started with loving herself first. Argument 2, the mirror effect. Here's something most people don't realize. The way you treat yourself becomes the blueprint for how others treat you. If you don't respect yourself, why should anyone else? If you don't value your time, why would others? This is called the mirror effect. The world reflects back to you what you project about yourself. Change the projection, change the reflection. Command 1, stop right now. Think about the last conversation you had with yourself in your mind. Was it encouraging or critical? Was it supportive or harsh? Your internal dialogue is programming your reality. From this moment forward, speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you deeply love. Argument 3, the energy equation. Self-criticism is an energy vampire. Every harsh word you speak to yourself drains your power. Every moment you spend in self-doubt is energy stolen from your growth. But self-love? Self-love is rocket fuel. When you respect yourself, you have more energy to invest in your goals. When you love yourself, you make better decisions. When you value yourself, you attract better opportunities. Prohibition 1. Never again say I'm not good enough without adding yet. Never again compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Never again speak to yourself in a way you wouldn't speak to a child. These phrases are poison to your potential. They're chains that keep you small. Break them now. Analogy 1, the garden metaphor. Think of yourself as a garden. Self-criticism is like pouring poison on your plants. Self-love is like providing sunshine and water. Which garden do you think will flourish? Which garden will produce beautiful flowers and abundant fruit? You can't grow roses while planting weeds. You can't develop yourself while destroying yourself. Small exercise 1. Here's your first exercise. For the next 7 days, write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself each morning. Not what you've accomplished, what you appreciate about who you are. Your kindness, your resilience, your creativity. Watch how this simple practice shifts your entire energy. Argument 4. The competence connection. Here's where it gets interesting. Self-respect doesn't mean thinking you're perfect. It means recognizing your worth while acknowledging your growth areas. People with healthy self-respect take feedback better. They learn faster because they're not defensive. They improve more because they're not paralyzed by perfectionism. Self-love makes you more competent, not less. Real-life example 2, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine if he had internalized that rejection. Imagine if he had told himself he wasn't good enough. Instead, he used that experience as fuel. But here's the key. He didn't base his self-worth on that rejection. He maintained his self-respect while working on his skills. He loved himself enough to keep trying. That combination of self-love and determination created the greatest basketball player of all time. Argument 5. The relationship ripple effect. When you love yourself, you transform every relationship in your life. You stop seeking validation from others because you validate yourself. You stop accepting poor treatment because you know your worth. You start attracting people who appreciate you because you appreciate yourself. Self-love isn't selfish. It's the greatest gift you can give to everyone around you. Analogy 2, the airplane oxygen mask. You know the airplane safety instruction. Put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. Self-love works the same way. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give what you don't have. When you fill yourself up first, you have more to offer the world. Command 2. Look in the mirror right now. If you can't do it physically, do it mentally. Look at yourself with the same eyes you'd use to look at someone you love unconditionally. See your potential. See your worth. See your beauty. This is who you really are. Argument 6. The achievement accelerator. People think self-love makes you soft. They think self-respect makes you complacent. This is completely backwards. When you love yourself, you want the best for yourself. When you respect yourself, you hold yourself to higher standards. Self-love is the ultimate motivator because it comes from abundance, not scarcity. Application in life. 1. Career advancement. In your career, self-respect shows up as setting boundaries. It's asking for the promotion you deserve. It's negotiating the salary that reflects your value. It's speaking up in meetings because your ideas matter. People who don't respect themselves accept less than their worth. People who love themselves create the careers they dream of. Small exercise 2. Right now, identify one area where you've been accepting less than you deserve. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's how you treat your body. Write it down. Then write down one action you can take this week to honor yourself more in that area. This is self-love in action. Argument 7. The resilience factor. Life will knock you down. That's guaranteed. But self-love determines how quickly you get back up. When you respect yourself, setbacks become setups for comebacks. When you love yourself, failures become learning experiences. Your relationship with yourself is your greatest source of strength. Rise of life example. Sarah was stuck in a dead-end job for 5 years. She believed she wasn't smart enough for anything better. Then she started practicing self-compassion. She began speaking to herself like a loving mentor. She invested in her growth because she believed she was worth it. Within 2 years, she doubled her income and found work she loved. The only thing that changed? her relationship with herself. Prohibition 2. Stop waiting for permission to love yourself. Stop thinking you need to earn self-respect. Stop believing you'll love yourself when you achieve more. These are traps that keep you stuck. Your worth isn't conditional, it's inherent. Start treating it that way. Argument 8. The decision quality upgrade. When you love yourself, you make better decisions. You choose the salad because you care about your health. You say no to toxic people because you value your peace. You invest in your education because you believe in your potential. Self-love is the compass that guides you toward what's truly good for you. Analogy 3, the smartphone battery. Your self-respect is like your smartphone battery. When it's low, everything runs slowly. Apps crash, performance suffers, nothing works properly. But when it's fully charged, everything flows. Keep your self-respect battery at 100%. Charge it daily with loving thoughts and respectful actions. Application in life 2, health and fitness. In health, self-love looks like nourishing your body. It's exercising because you love your body, not because you hate it. It's getting enough sleep because you respect your need for rest. It's choosing foods that fuel you because you're worth taking care of. Self-hatred might motivate you for a week. Self-love sustains you for a lifetime. People with self-respect have clear boundaries. They know what they will and won't accept. They communicate their needs without apology. They protect their energy like the precious resource it is. Boundaries aren't walls. They're gates with you as the gatekeeper. Command 3. Identify 3 boundaries you need to set in your life. Maybe it's with your time. Maybe it's with your energy. Maybe it's with toxic people. Write them down. Then commit to honoring these boundaries starting today. Your future self will thank you. Fall of life example. Mark was a people pleaser who never said no. He worked overtime constantly. He lent money he couldn't afford to lose. He said yes to everything, even when it hurt him. He thought this made him a good person. Instead, it made him exhausted, resentful, and broke. His lack of self-respect created a life he didn't even recognize. It took a mental breakdown for him to realize. You can't serve from an empty vessel. Argument 10. The legacy effect. Here's the ultimate truth. The way you treat yourself becomes your legacy. If you love yourself, you model self-love for others. If you respect yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Your relationship with yourself ripples out into the world. It affects your children, your friends, your community. Self-love isn't just about you. It's about everyone whose life you touch. Small exercise 3. Think about someone you admire, someone who seems confident and successful. I guarantee they have a healthy relationship with themselves. Now imagine yourself with that same self-respect. How would you walk? How would you talk? How would you make decisions? Start embodying that version of yourself today. What we learned from this video. Let's recap the transformation blueprint we've discovered. First, self-development without self-respect is impossible. You can't build on a broken foundation. Second, the way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. Third, self-love isn't selfish. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself and others. Fourth, your internal dialogue programs your external reality. Fifth, boundaries aren't walls. They're acts of self-respect. Sixth, self-love is rocket fuel for achievement, not an obstacle to it. Seventh, your relationship with yourself is your greatest source of strength. Here's what I want you to remember. Change doesn't start with a new strategy. It starts with a new relationship with yourself. You don't need to be perfect to deserve love and respect. You deserve them simply because you exist. The person you're becoming is worth investing in. The dreams you're carrying are worth pursuing. The life you want is worth fighting for. But it all starts with loving yourself first. So look in the mirror tonight and say, I respect you, I believe in you, I love you. Then watch how your world begins to transform. Because when you change the way you see yourself, you change everything. Love yourself. Change starts there, and your change starts now. If this video impacted you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe for more life-changing content. And remember, you are worthy of the life you dream of. Now go create it. Thank you for spending these few minutes with us today. We hope something here touched your heart and reminded you of your own strengths. Now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What part spoke to you the most? How will you carry it into your life? Your voice matters. And when you share, you inspire more than you know. If this video gave you value, please like, subscribe, and pass it on to someone who might need this message today. Your support means the world to us. It helps us keep creating content that uplifts, encourages, and empowers. Until next time, stay inspired, stay growing, and never stop believing in your dream. Thank you.